morning. Yes, good morning. For some of you, I guess it's the afternoon. Where it's straight morning for me. It's like 12 a.m. in the morning. How have you guys been? Are you guys okay? Doing okay? Okay, let's just say hi. Hi, John. Hi, Todd. Hi, Lewis. Saw you going live. Wanted to thank you. Stopped playing over 20 years. Saw your Fusion T video while taking care of my father for his last days. Came up randomly in my feed and fire was relit. I'm sorry to hear about your dad. Yeah, my heart goes out to you. I know how is it like. You know, both my parents are gone. I remember the last few days of my dad. Yeah, it was life changing for me. I was like 26 years old, and back then my dad was like 65, 66. Yeah, he had a heart problem. And taking care of him, well, not really taking care of him full time, because he was like having fits of not being able to breathe, and I would have to come back and rush home from work to send him to the hospital and stuff like that, you know, cleaning up after him. And the very fact of seeing him like that is a life-changing period for me, because yeah, it kind of like make you realize that life is fragile. You know, it's very fragile. And my mom passed away about 7 years ago, 6-7 years ago. Yeah, but God's been good to her. She kind of went into a coma after having 2 bouts of pneumonia. She was like reaching 90. Yeah, and she had 2 pneumonias, and she kind of went into a coma and she left. You know. Yeah. Yeah, but good. It's good to know that your fire has been lit. Yeah. Yeah. I'm sure a couple of guys here will be stoking the fire. Welcome back. Welcome back, John. Welcome back. How are you guys doing? Are you guys doing okay? In where you are? Where you're at? "15 guitars? Oh my good lord. Okay, can't play like I used to, but having more fun than ever." Well, that's the most important thing, having fun. My air conditioning is pretty noisy today. I don't know why. It's because my guitar is, you know, what's my guitar doing? It's lying on it. Yeah. Anyway. What are the guitars that you have, John? What guitars do you have? Well, or rather, what's your favorite guitar? Which is your favorite guitar? Sure, Todd. Get me a burrito, will you? It's 12 a.m., so even if I'm hungry, which I'm not, there's nothing to order from. I have to like cook it. John Furlow, where are you from? Welcome, guys. I'm seeing like 17 of us here. Don't forget to put a like. That is, if you like what is going on. Yeah? It's still too early. There's 17 people here and you got 3 likes. Come on, press that like. Hi, David. How are you? Oh, good lord. Tamales. See, I want some of those tamales. You bought a Fender Strat Professional with rosewood neck to commemorate my dad. Oh wow, that's nice. A rosewood neck. Interesting. I played on one of those with a rosewood neck. Looks like chocolate to me because yeah, it's from Fender and he has this logo on the top on the headstock. Yeah, it looks like chocolate. From Virginia. We have a couple of you guys from Virginia boys over here in this channel. You're gonna meet some of them later on if they happen to pop by. Hi Russell, how are you? Where are you from, Russell? Have to hunt from Idaho. Well, I know someone from Idaho. Yeah, his name is David. He's now currently residing in Southern California, but he was from Idaho. He was always talking to me about potatoes in Idaho. Something about potatoes in Idaho. There you go. Todd is from Virginia. Really love the video. We adore singing last week. Just learning guitar, I have to say, the biggest challenge in my life. Well, it's gonna be the most fun challenge in your life. Yeah, keep at it. You know, you're gonna get somewhere. When I first started, it was like, whoa. It's you know how it is when it's almost like falling in love. Like, you know, if you like a girl really much and you know that girl is out of your league. It's something like that, you know. And I really love playing, you know. I really love music. And when I was young, when I was like 12, 13, I just got on my first guitar, and that guitar was like the hardest guitar to play because the action was that high. I was bleeding most of the time when I'm playing it, but I persevered. Yeah, I learned chords, and just because I love music that much, I persevered, and as years went by, it got better. Yeah, so don't give up. Don't give up. Yeah. Pix Gaming. Hello, Jonathan. I bought a Harley Benton CST24. I'm so impressed with you. I'm shocked. How do they do it? I don't know. Mass production, I guess. I sold my CST24, in case you guys don't know, to make room for more guitars in the future. But the reason why I sold it wasn't because it wasn't good. It was really good. You know, that's the only guitar that I did not mod or violently. I didn't even change the pickups. The only thing I did change was the brackets, you know, and the knobs, and that's about it. And the guitar was basically stock, and I love the way it played. The tremolo system stayed in tune. The pickups are okay for that body. The neck is really fast, so yeah. Now I have no regret selling it because I sold it to a good friend of mine. Did I sell it to a good friend of mine? Yeah, I sold it to someone that I know. So yeah. Russell, you're from Singapore. Good. Oh, you're up late. Okay. Kid PM. If I had money, I would buy Ultra Strat immediately. Why would you buy an Ultra Strat immediately? I played on one and I reviewed on one. It's good, but why would you want to buy one? Let me know. Why? Tell me why. Why would you want to buy an Ultra Strat? Hi Dom, how are you? Good morning, Dominic. Thank you, Pix. Yeah, hit the like button. There are 21 people here, only 7 likes. Come on, hit the like button. Hi Farmer, how are you? I'm good. John, got the Fusion after your video and played more than any other I have, but I have also built a few. Wow, okay, go for it, John. Blues Valero. Yeah, Tuesday afternoon, and Jonathan's on like, this is how a day can end. Time for coffee and listen to you. How are you? 2.5 years ago, and I can't put 2.5 years, and I can't put it down. I must be lucky because my wife is out of my league. That's a good one. She should hear that. Yeah. Yeah. Kid PM, John, what is your one favorite guitar in the world? It varies. It varies. I'm like I don't know. I'm basically a one-woman man, but when it comes to guitars, you know, it varies. So, but my ultimate favorite guitar that I own is my Music Man Ernie Ball Luke. The close second would be the Comanche, and then the third one would be this one. Yep. I hope you guys saw the last video I did about the VegaTrem. Yeah, this is with the VegaTrem. Yeah. It had the it had the traditional 6-screw tremolo, but I love this guitar because it kind of reminded me of what it was like back then with the 7.25 fret radius, and I just love the sound. I found out that from Wayne when he was kind of like troubleshooting my guitar, because what was he doing? He was doing something. I don't know what he was doing. Anyway, I found out that the pickups, these are from Japan, right? But the pickups were ceramic. They're not an Eco 2 or an Eco 5. They're just plain ceramic pickups, and that explains why I love the tone of this guitar. Yep. And with this VegaTrem right now, it's close to being the second most favorite guitar. Well, the first one is still the Ernie Ball Luke. Right. And you have a Comanche, and have you played a Z3? Oh. How would you compare and contrast them? A Z3? What's a Z3? Z-coil. Talking about a Z-coil, right? I haven't heard of a Z3 yet. The Comanche comes in with Z-coil pickups, 3 of them. Yeah, I love them. I totally love them. Any recommendation for a vintage sounding Strat pickup? You might want to contact Wayne. Seriously, Russell, you're in Singapore, so it's really convenient for you to contact Wayne. Do you know who Wayne is? Yeah, and tell him what you want, and he would wire one for you. Any recommend? Okay, Jonathan, show us your latest guitar purchase. And I'll call you the guitar connoisseur. No, farmer, I'm not a guitar connoisseur. On the contrary, I'm not. I'm definitely not a guitar connoisseur. Or I'm just a guitar player. You know, I just happen to be so blessed that I'm able to try different guitars from the shop. You know, just hang on a second. There's a guitar that I want to show you. Just hang on a second. Now I'm pretty excited about this guitar, but I'm not going to open up yet until everybody is in the room, because I don't want to open it up again and show everyone what is in this guitar. But I'm telling you, I'm so excited about this guitar because it's a really nice guitar. I'm excited because I can't wait to review this guitar. Right, but I'm going to show you later on. Just remind me, okay? I'm going to put it back here. Maybe I'll open it up like 20 minutes from now, right? Hey Siri.
I'm here.
Set an alarm for 20 minutes.
I've set an alarm for 0:35.
Thank you. So, what is this? Hello, Orion. How are you? Good morning. Blues Jonathan, you ever tried to play a song of Jeff Beck? I had to ask that because I saw your white thread. I love Jeff Beck, and no, I was actually planning to do something from him, but changed my mind because he's such a hard act to follow. You know, I can't possibly play like him. No way. Hi Chris. Good morning. Hi. Are you still busy with your work? Come on here, Todd. You can play this guitar all you want. Hello, Jacob Lim. Oh, you know. So you've seen the back. It's a Maestro. Yeah, and it's really nice. It's really nice. Brian's Guitar, Music, and Live. Hi. Good evening. How are you? I'm good. I'm good. I was a bit drained, I guess, on Sunday. I was totally drained on Saturday because I had this live show that I was doing, this live streaming show, and it was so fun because we get to rock out as a band, and some of the songs are, you know, yeah, but most of the songs are pretty interesting to play, and it was the friendship that we forged, and the singers are great, you know, they are nice people. Some of them are legends. They've been around for a long time. All these are all local singers. Yep. and it was a fun time. Yeah, I really enjoyed myself on Thursday and on Friday, because Friday was the show, Thursday was the rehearsal. We did 18 songs, right? And we rehearsed on Thursday, and Friday we did a sound check, and we went and did a show live. There's always a challenge, to do live. Um, and on Saturday I was like kind of zonk. Yeah, I just kind of like chill and watch some movies and just blanked out for a while. And on Sunday I did a video, I guess, and trying to recover as much as I could. And yesterday it was a good day. Yesterday I had a visit from the boss of Maestro, right? Yeah, we had a long talk, really nice conversation over coffee and wonton mee, okay, and spoke about guitars. Yeah, and he's an interesting guy, Hosen. Yeah, so we spoke a bit about what's his concept behind Luthering and his brand, and what's the market like, and stuff like that. And yeah, interesting guy. And then today I decided to install the VegaTrem, which I received about a week ago. Was so excited. So today I just took my time and install it in my this Strat, and I'm so happy now because it plays like a dream. The problem with I didn't have any major problem with the old six screw traditional bridge that was on here. I didn't have much problem with it because it stayed relatively in tune. It was okay. Just that it was a hassle taking strings out, like I explained in the video, because the strings get caught up. Like, I think Todd kind of like observed that. That's one, and the other one was I like to float my bridge, and I like to pull up, so my bridge is always like in this way. It's like always curving up, and that is like, I'm OCD about that, but I try to neglect it and try not to see the bridge as often as I could, because I don't want to see it. This of course take out the whole equation of that, so it's all flush now. It's easy. I can pull up, so it plays almost like a Hawaiian guitar now. Yeah, cool. And I used to have like my first Ernie Ball Music Man Luke, the Luke one, had a fried roast, and I loved the guitar so much because it was just a rocking guitar, and it had this recess carved out at the end. So with the fried roast, with all the jutting out parts, you need to route out the back if you want to pull up. And yeah, but the guitar sadly is no longer with me. So I bought the Luke 2, which doesn't have that recess, and which do not have a fried roast, which I still currently own. So that's nice. I mean, that guitar stays really well in tune, but if I had this tremolo bridge on that Luke, that would be a dream. Yeah, that would definitely be a dream. So I'm thinking whether I want to purchase one for the Luke. That would be good. Alright, so Matt, Z3 is A set body, but with 3 Z coils, essentially the same trans, just with okay. No, I haven't tried yet because I'm still waiting for the new shipment from Juno. Yeah, so hopefully they'll have a Z3 in the inventory. Yeah, Chris Maestro. Is there a particular song that you find challenging from other artists to play? There are a whole lot of songs I find particularly challenging for me to play. I'm not that good a player, so stuff by Steve Vai and Joe Santarani and all these cool cats, even for Steve Lukather and most of the guitar players that I worship and adore, I find it challenging to play. A particular song would be, I don't know. Have you heard this group called Yellow Jackets? Yeah, in the first album, which has a cover of a Yellow Jacket be yellow, and that album actually featured Robin Ford on guitar. And there's one song in there that Robin was on fire. Robin Ford was on fire in that song. And that was like really changed because it was a mishmash of jazz and blues, and it was totally captivating. And I always find it a challenge because listening to it already is like, you know, whoa! I just knew it that I couldn't do it. Yeah, that's particularly challenging to me. John recently built two Telecasters and both sound exceedingly bright. One with EMG active. Any ideas to kind of reel that in? Which EMG did you install in that tally? You might want to change the pots too. You know, sometimes the pots would make a difference. I don't know, maybe. And yeah, I had a my Squire tally had two MGs too, and those were like, what are those called? For the life of me, I forgot what is it called. It's not a signature set. It's just your plain Telecaster. Oh, EMG-X, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, with the SPC control. Picks. Thank you, John. Thank you for that coffee. Yep. So that remind me, there is this super chat and whatever sticker, super sticker. So you want to support this channel or buy me coffee, please feel free to go ahead. And guys, there are 25 of you here. 25 of you guys here. I have only 17 likes, so hit the like button, please. When you get a new guitar, what are the steps you take to make a good setup? And what if you get a high fret? High frets? Well, for one thing, that's a good question, Pix, by the way. For one thing, you... Hi, Ronnie. Hi, Mr. O'Rourke. I can't help this, but to look at what you just typed. Top of the morning to you. All right, so for one thing, Pix, is if you are buying a guitar from a shop, then that is where you need to kind of observe whether the frets are high enough, because high frets are something that might be hard to rectify, because sometimes it's just a simple case of the frets not sitting in properly, and just a light tap on a wooden hammer, mind you, would cure. You know, but sometimes it's not because of that. Sometimes the frets are really high. So in which case, if you're not comfortable with it, because high frets poses a lot of problems, because when you're fretting it, it will tend to go sharp, you know, because it's high. And that I have no idea, because I probably would not buy a guitar with high frets if I am able to try in the shop. But if you're ordering online, then you know you can always send it back or get a luthier to fix it. All right, in which case it incur costs. For a normal setup, I would I do all my setup myself. You know, the basic ones. I'll check the nut, and if it's tremolo system, you know, whether the tremolo system is in line with the pickups, you know, especially, you know, some of the cheaper models will have misaligned bridge, and that's kind of hard to rectify. But at least you know, it doesn't really affect the sound at all, to tell you the truth. But as long as your bridge and the neck aligns, then it's cool, because you are able to play without fretting out, and that's fine. But some of the pickups might not be aligned properly, but that don't really make a difference actually, except for the fact that if you're OCD, then it'll probably like give you nightmares, sleepless nights. But I would check for the nut, because if the nut is catching on the strings, then it need to be foul, so that the strings can transverse, you know, smoothly. The other thing I check for is intonation, which is something that I'm really particular about. So I think I have a video about intonation, you know, mistaken somewhere in my channel. So I always do my intonation properly to get it all set up. But remember to put in your string, the gauge of string that you are going to play on that guitar. Don't go doing intonation on the 09s and you're going to change your 010, because the intonation will run. So there's something to look out for. Right? Other than that, your basic check of your electronics, if everything is working, whether the ports are crunky, you know, whether they are sticky and stuff like that, you can clean that right out with a blast of WD-40 or any contact cleaner. You know, you will just clean right out. Not WD-40, contact cleaners. Yeah, WD-40 wouldn't do nothing. It would just probably screw everything up, right? Yeah, that's about it. Brian, or whatever floats your trip. Yeah, whatever floats. I know a good Luther, Lufer, Luthier guitar tech. I mean, that's fair. Ronnie. I watched guys from Enderton's review the Ultra Strat, and it sounded great, and it's ultra versatile. Your white Strat is killer too. Thank you. It is. Yep. Bruce agrees with me. After he heard what I did this afternoon, he definitely agrees with me. Oh yeah. I tried the Ultra. I did a review of the Ultra, but I have my my own opinion about it. I love the appointments on the Ultra. Everything is great, but somehow that particular guitar that I reviewed, it didn't have that soul in it. You know, not like this cheaper made in Japan Strat. Yeah, somehow it just didn't have the soul in it. I don't know. I couldn't quite put my finger on it. It could be the noiseless pickup. You know how it is with pickups. If you want to take away something, you'll probably lose something. So if you're gonna take noise away from the set of single coils, you're gonna take away something. And I think it takes away a little bit of the sheen of it, and yeah, that's probably why it's not particularly alive. You can probably boost it up with EQ, but it's not the same, you know. Well, that's my 2 cents anyway. Hi David Askin, how are you? Jacob, do you find Gary Moore still got the blues? No, it's actually a quite easy song to do. Still Got the Blues is relatively okay. It's the feel behind it, you know, and the amount of vibrato that you use. And Gary Moore doesn't use any tremolo arm in his later days. He used to use a White Rose, I believe, back in his days with the band. What's the band called? I forgot the name. Anyway, yeah. Kid PN. Robin Ford is a great player, also a great songwriter. Yes, he is. Great singer too. Hi, Stuart. David asking, I fix fret all the time. Look at videos in YouTube. Yeah, there you go. You know, it's not really that hard, but you know, it takes a bit of experience to do it properly. Orion, scratchy ports are kind of my trademark. Well, scratchy ports has its origin, probably because the environment that you are keeping your guitar, you know, is either too humid, you know. In Singapore, I get it all the time because it gets humid. Not in this room though. This room is pretty dry. When I leave my guitar out, you know, in the bedroom or in the hall, sometimes, yeah, it's because of the humidity that, you know, the ports get scratchy. But like I said, you know, contact cleaner will just clean them right up. You know. Todd, yeah, sis. So John, what is the first sign you might hear if the intonation is out? When you're fretting, now, okay, I'm going to tell you from experience, right? The frets will, you just pick up any guitar of yours, right? And you have a tuner in hand. And you're going to play your your first string or whatever. Okay, let's take the G string, okay? The third string. And you're going to play a G and it's going to be perfectly in tune. Now, fret the second fret on the A note. And look at your tuner. Try it. Right now, if you have a tuner, you try it. It will definitely go sharp. Right? And that's because that's the way it is, you know. But what we want to do is not get too OCD about this. What I would want to do is to make sure that on the 12th fret, it's still G, right on the dot. Sometimes it might be flat, sometimes it might be sharp, so you have to do intonation on the bridge, or the saddle, whatever, your bridge. Or again, I would check on the 5th fret because it's where most of your chord, you know, your chord will probably happen around the 3rd, 4th, and 5th fret. So I will check the 5th fret, and if it's okay, it's relatively in tune, fine. Then I can kind of like over, you know, kind of like neglect in a way, you know, the sharp 2nd fret. Right. But if you have a guitar that stays in tune all the way, wow, then you had it made because you have a really well tuned guitar. Most of my guitars will go sharp on the second fret, you know, regardless of what I do, with intonation and stuff like that. So yeah, and you know when you're recording, you have no time to kind of like fiddle around with the tuning all the time, especially when you're in the studio because the studio clock is running. Oh, which reminds me, I have a recording this Sunday in the studio. Anyway, the studio clock is running, so you don't want to be like, you know, stopping halfway on a good take and, oh wait, my guitar is out of tune, just because you're starting fretting out on the 7th fret because the intonation is out. So it's always good to have your intonation set, squared away, and then you can play with confidence knowing that you'll be in tune. Right? There are many things. There are many variations as to how you can go sharp. You know, when you're fretting it, the amount of strength that you're fretting it, sometimes you kind of like went sideways. It will go sharp, just a bit of a sharpness, but enough to irritate. Right? And yeah, stuff like that. So when emotions get the better of you, you tend to get excited and all, and you tend to fret out a little, you know, you tend to fret a little harder, and then you would definitely go sharper. Yeah. Yeah, sure, kid. Try it out. Yeah, go check it out. Famer, how many guitars do you own now? Too many. People keep on asking me that. How many guitars do I own, John? I can't possibly count because the guitars are everywhere. Right in front of me, I see a ukulele on the left and a mandolin, 2 mandolins on my right. Well, that don't constitute as guitars, right? So okay, I have another guitar right smack somewhere in that corner, and the rest of the guitars at the back. And there's some in my bedroom, some under my bed. Yeah, so I didn't have the time. Maybe one day I'll do a stock count, an inventory check. Any type of music kind of guilty pleasure for you? I like blues and rock, but I recently gotten into a full 80s hairband setup with 089 Hitchin Strat. Country. Yeah, country is my go-to when I need to relax and listen to some great guitar playing. Yeah, whether it's bluegrass, whether it's with Alison Krauss, you know, or Brad Paisley, you know, it don't matter. Or you know, some of the modern ones. Oh, okay, great. So it's half an hour, 20 minutes. Yeah. Soon. Okay, wait. I'm gonna unbox that guitar. Yeah. So Brad Paisley, Keith Urban. You know, and I like harmonies. You know, so I love Eagles. Eagles is perpetually on my playlist. So yeah. Stuart, Tim Roberts. What? What's that? He mentioned to me last night that he enjoyed the channel. So a word of encouragement, you will go far. Wow, thank you, Stuart. Thank you. I'll check him out. Forgive me. I do not know who is Tim Roberts, but I will check him out. Thank you, and thank you, Famer, for reminding the guys. Jacob, I like the outro too. I just didn't have the magic. Don't feel like I wanted it, but John's white strat is delicious. Jacob, I bought this in Sound Alchemy. In case you do not know where Sound Alchemy is, it's at Excelsior Hotel, you know, where all the guitar shops are at. Yeah, so I saw this like last January, and it was just lying on the shelf, you know. Poor thing, nobody wanted it, you know. It was going at a real good price because it was on offer. I sat down and played with it like 15 minutes and I grabbed it because, yeah, it's such a great guitar. Stuart, I asked Jack the Rabbit to take a look and he agreed. Tim writes some beautiful songs. Wow, cool. Albert! Hi Albert, how are you? Yes, I'm streaming. Where do you get this information from, Albert? From Facebook, which I just recently posted, or they just appear in your YouTube? Orion Quest, good to hear your thoughts on intonation. Yeah. David asking, I've been looking for an acoustic guitar for a while. Was bidding on a beautiful 2010 Martin D28 and was surprised to within the beat at, whoa, that's nice. That's a good price. Yes, in fact, that's a great price. 2010. In the blues. Hey, I know you. Thank you. You have a great channel too in the blues. Yeah, I love your stuff, Mike. Still at Shane, shouldn't be asleep. What time is it there? Shane has the same time zone as me, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe an hour earlier. Where you from, Shane? You're in Melbourne or in Sydney? Should I do it? Okay, I'm gonna do it for you guys. I actually opened this before, right? I played on it for about half an hour. I was so impressed with it. I didn't want to put it down, but I had to show you guys because I can't wait to do a review for this. It's a beautiful guitar. Remember last week I asked you guys about Maestro, and have you guys heard of the brand? And some of you guys, was mentioning that Maestro happens to be a subsidiary of Gibson. Well, it's not, because they have stopped using the name Maestro because Maestro is copyrighted under this local company in Singapore, and so they're called Maestro. This is a, what is this? This is a private collection. All right. I do not know much about the appointment yet. I guess these are like a spruce top. I don't know what the site is, but it's a beautiful guitar. Check out all the inlays. Look at the binding in the side of the neck. These are with inlays too. All right. And you have a sound hole right here, so you can hear what the guitar is capable of. And they have an old school neck, headstock, open back, or rather the side tuners. Right? Really nice. Beautiful guitar. And then you have this shaved elbow rest. Yeah. Cool, nah? But what impressed me was the way it sounded. It sounded great. Since we tuned this for a while, I believe it's still in tune, but okay, let's check out how does it sound like. Yeah, it's nice, isn't it? Yeah, it sounded really good here because you can actually hear it from here, but I don't know how it sounds like on the mic. I was sitting on a chair with playing this, and I was like so hooked onto this guitar that I couldn't put it down, and I played it for half an hour. Yeah, so anyway, I think I have two more of these guitars in the hall. I guess one is a standard, and the other one is a, I don't know what's the other one. This one is a standard, and there's another one, you know. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. Okay, so where were we? Mike, big money, beautiful background there too. Yeah, you're not too far from it because it costs about. In fact, it costs less than what you thought it would cost. I'm gonna put the price down on the review, not here. It's not that expensive as what you think it is, you know. Yes, in the blues. Nice, Shane, you got a great channel over there. Yep. I watch you guys too, you know, sometimes when I'm surfing the YouTube. Andrew Cordell, yeah, okay. Andrew, you're here, huh? Cool. So, Shane, are you still around? Shane, where are you from, Shane? Which part of Australia are you from? John, have you seen the John Mayer and Keith Urban Country Crossroad on YouTube? I think I did. Just a snippet of it. Snippets of it, yeah. Y'all know that Keith Urban is Australian too, right? Just like Shane. Melbourne. Cool. I love Melbourne. I was there twice. Expensive though, right? You stay safe, Shane, where you're from. You take care of yourself. Yes, Jacob, this Maestro is a beautiful one. Yeah, and the thing about a private collection is that every guitar is made different. No one guitar is the same. You know, under private collections, so they're all like individually crafted, all with different stuff, like, you know, the scalloping. You know, they actually call it. They don't call it scalloping. They call it something else. Jose was telling me something about this other term. Basically, it's like scalloping, but it's a different way of doing it. And the bindings are all different, you know, for the private collections and different stuff. And the way they have voice, yeah. Yeah, Todd, the guitar is singing crazy. Please play Crazy Love. Watch the video. Go on, Aryan. Oh, thank you, David. Thank you for that coffee. Seems that headstock is pretty fragile. I don't think so. I think it's okay. It's like, you know, most of the classical guitars that you see, like, you know, the open tuners. Yeah, they're not fragile. They last a long time. Stu Red, I've been to Sydney and what's this? Cove, Australia. Okay, opposite of the spectrum. Okay, it sound Britain. I'm a bit confused. It looks like a Spanish guitar, but it's acoustic. Yeah, and they actually do nylon guitars too. So I'm going to test that pretty soon. And there's no pickup system on this because Jose was telling me that they don't believe in installing pickups which the customers might not want. Like, you know, we have a history of that with Martins where they install like Fisherman pickups, which I do not like. So he has left the choice of pickups to the customer. So if I were to buy his guitar and say, look, I want an Arabex, he would install Arabex for me. If I wanted something else, they would install it for me. Yeah, great. Yeah, it looks. Yeah, the headstock is exactly like a acoustic, well, call it a Spanish guitar. Yeah. Hey, Yoshida-san. Ohio. Any comment on the bias effects too? Or no? I haven't had a chance to try yet, so I wouldn't know. So sorry. I have something else I want to show you guys. Just hang on. It's a bit heavy, so it might take a while for me to get back. So in the meantime, Todd, you can play my guitar if you want to. Well, I changed my mind. It was too heavy. It's too bulky, and it's placed in a manner that is so hard to take out. So I didn't want to wake up everybody. Sorry. Yeah, I left again. Yoshida, there you go, leaving his stream, lost his guitar collection. Now I'm back. Okay. So what do you guys think about this VegaTrem thing? What do you guys think about the VegaTrem? Is it good? Oh, Yoshida-san. Yes, it's better now because the community infection has gone down to very small amount. There's one day there was 0 cases. I guess average we can average around 2, 3 at most. The places have started to open up a little bit because we are able to go even for cinema to watch a movie, and we can go out to restaurants to eat, 5 of us together. There's no live band or pubs or clubs. They're still banned. Yeah. So we're just waiting. For me as a musician, that means no work. But I don't work locally, so it don't really matter to me. But then again, I can't work anywhere else because I do concerts, right? So the only places for us to play will be the shows that I was doing on last Friday and the live stream show, sort of a concert. And that is because you have to be very careful about not having too many people in the room. So everybody has to wear their mask, practice social distancing. These are because of what the government has given us, these guidelines to do, and this is mandatory. If you don't follow the rules, and if you break the rules, you probably will not have live stream again. And yeah, maybe I'll take this chance to explain what this thing about the Friday live stream that I've been doing. It's organized by this guy called Jay, and that's why it's called Jay Studio. In case you guys have the link, you might want to subscribe to his channel. So Jay is well, he's primarily a, how should we call him, a designer, as well as a big time furniture and woodwork contractor and manufacturer. He has his own factory or manufacturing facility in Singapore. But he's also a musician. That's the thing about it. And he wrote songs before he became this multi-millionaire. But he has always have a passion for music, and we actually rehearsed for the Lamb concert, which I was on tour with, at his place because he had himself built a studio in his workplace, and we went there for rehearsal. And he was the one who came up with this idea of having a sort of a live stream thing where the musicians can come in and do a show for an hour or so, and he will pay us. It's his way of contributing to us, to the musicians, because he knows that we are badly hit. And it was so gracious of him. So he did. This is the third show right now. I only came in on the second show, so this is my second time, right? So he has done 3 of this, and he has gathered for the third show. He has gathered some sponsors to kind of help finance more, so that we get paid a little bit more. So I think that's pretty awesome. Yeah. So that's Jay. That's Jay for you, and I'm glad there are people like that in Singapore. And at least for now, during this COVID-19 situation, a lot of musicians are literally out of job, and most of them have gone out to to delivering food, and other stuff. Some have become frontline workers. Yeah. So for me, I'm really blessed because I'm still able to work my in-house in this little room of mine. I'm still able to churn out work, not just for the YouTube channel. I'm still doing sessions, recording sessions, and I'm still in the midst of my album production. Not my album; it's for another person. So I'm still in the midst of the production, and it's great. So yeah. So just a shout out to Jay. Okay. Stuart looks nice. How's the stability? It's awesome. Yes, Dominic. J Chu. Yes. So you do know him, Dominic. Not sure it stay in tune with the string stretch. It wasn't stretched. That's the thing. But after the string was stretched, it stayed perfectly in tune. I'll play a bit later on. Yeah, I'll play a bit just so that you know. And Todd, if it floats, sound like a good design. It does. It does. You like it a lot. Cool. How is your income affected by COVID? How to tackle the problem? I mean, financially. Oh, I hope you understand what I just said. So financially, I'm okay. I'm okay. The government is supporting us in many ways. So there's money coming in, substantial amount of money coming in from the government to people like us because we declare our income taxes. So we can have that relief fund. Unfortunately, some musicians choose not to declare the income tax. So yeah, they're not able to get that relief unless they declare it, and so then they don't want to do it. So yeah, yeah. So that's about it, I guess. John, I was going to get a VegaTrem, but ended up getting Floyd Rose Real Tail because of the mass of brass on it. Yep, I understand where you're getting at. The hi Kim, hey hi Persian. Well, you're here. Love you, brother. How's everything in Louisiana? Has the storm hit yet? Well, anyway, just to get back to you, John. There's this concept about whether the cast iron block and all that, does it play a part in tone? Well, I guess it does in many ways. But I've seen like guitars with real light blocks that sounded great anyway. And I was saying in the video that there's a 2 component to it. So there's this other mounting plate, the anchor plate, and this anchor plate actually weighs a little bit. And I guess the mass of it, will probably help with the sustain. But I'm not sure. I'm just speculating. But I know this guitar tone very well because I play on it a lot. So I know exactly how it sounds like. And good Lord, what happened? What dropped? Huh? What's this? Ugh. When the lights go down. Anyway, yeah. So I'm very familiar with the guitar tone, with this guitar tone. So after installing the VegaTrem, it didn't sound any different. It still sounds the same. Yeah. Let me just try to tune up a little bit. know you can't hear it. Okay, you can probably hear it now. Still stays in tune. Still stays in tune, right? So nice. I like it. And the thing is that wanging up is always been a something that I wasn't able to do a lot. Well, I'm able to pull it off every now and then, but you know, to purposely do it, you know, it's kind of like. Yeah, that's always been like really interesting. Backish, yes, definitely. Okay, sorry, I'm gonna go back a little bit. What is this? Mike. What are you talking about, Mike? It's gone from death to cases. I don't really get it anymore because even the cases have gone down. Oh, we're talking about a COVID-19 again. Okay. Is that what's happening in the area, Mike? Yeah. Well, apparently the fatalities have gone down, so that's good news. All right. That's really good news. I read a report that one of the scientists is saying that the COVID-19 virus has lost its bite. So I don't know what he meant by that. It could be herd immunity. It could be, I don't know. Yeah. Any case. You take care of yourself, Yoshida-san. Huh? In Japan, you take care of yourself. Andrew, I was brainwashed by Freud Rose decades ago and still believe I need a locking nut to avoid it going out. Can you guys deprogram me? Well, you are deprogrammed. Because I'm here to tell you that you don't need a locking nut to have your tuning stable. You don't need that. You need a good working nut. You need a well-cut nut. That's all you need. No. The VegaTrem system will be more expressive for you. You can definitely move it more. Oh yes, definitely. Hi Kim, how are you? Sorry, did I say hi to you? What's that? You talking to me in Dutch? I need to translate that. Dom, you never knew he was a musician. He was with the Sing Yao movement, back in the days. He wrote a couple of songs. Actually, he wrote one Minanyu, Taiwanese song, and it's really nice. Hi, Jack. Well, you just come in bearing gifts, do you, brother? How you doing? Thank you for the coffee. Yeah, I'm gonna sip it right now. Persian, 2 storms. You're good for both. Yeah, it's great to know. Alman texted me a couple of days ago saying that they're like preparing for the storm to hit. Yeah, so I told him I'll be praying for you guys. So yeah, everything is in control. Andrew Cordell, do you like the VegaTrem better than the GNL Dual Fulcrum? I hate to say it. I really hate to say it, but yes, I do. Mind you, I'm not disliking the GNL Fulcrum. I think it's a great tremolo system. I mean, before I tried the VegaTrem, I thought it was one of the best tremolo system ever. There are a couple of wonderful tremolo systems out there. There's this one from Goto, which was on my the Japanese Strat that I had, and that bridge, I love that tremolo system. It served me so well through the years. And then the next one was the dual fulcrum, and now I got this VegaTrem. Yeah, great. Quicksilver, how's the guitar sales stores in Singapore considering its proximity to all those Indonesian factories? It has no bearing at all, because most of the Indonesian factories, guitar factories, they manufacture for brands that are either based in the States or based somewhere in Japan, I guess. LTD, they're based in Japan, and yeah. So whatever they manufacture, it has to be shipped from Indonesia all the way back to wherever the guitar is supposed to be sold. So it has no bearing on us. It doesn't mean any cheaper. It doesn't mean that the guitars are cheaper, unless you buy a no-brand Indonesian guitar that is designed and made by a individual. There are a couple of good guitar makers in Indonesia and in Thailand. Great guitar builders, So yeah, you can have all that too. But in terms of all the rest of the guitars, like Harley Benton, I bought a whole lot of Harley Benton guitars that were made in Indonesia. Didn't make any difference because I still had to buy them from Harley Benton from Taman, right? Kim Workshop, it sounds almost like a Stratocaster. You talking about his white guitar? His white guitar is a Stratocaster. What's the most vintage guitar you have? Toying with the idea of a vintage pre-CBS. Oh no, I don't have any of those. The most vintage I have is the Japanese Strat that I own. Not this one, the other one that I had, which I reviewed the pedal from Blockner, the Wessex. Yeah, the guitar that I used on it, that was manufactured in 1985, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so that's the most vintage guitar that I own. I'm not that blessed to have a guitar that is like pre-CBS. Mike, is it around 250? I put the price down, didn't I? I thought it's about, well, I forgot what's the price. Let me just do a search for you guys. The prices are in euros, so it's about 281 US, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it's pretty steep for a tremolo system. But man, you get what you paid for, because when I broke. In fact, I think I gave you guys a sneak peek last week when I did a little bit of an unboxing, and the components are really well made. They're very well engineered. Really nice. Okay, so what are you doing, Jack? Are you? It's 10 a.m. in the morning. So what do you do? What's the rest of your day like? One boy. Hello. How are you? I just bought my first guitar. I got a Harley Benton thanks to your recommendation. Well, you're never too old, one boy. You're never too old. I had a student once. He was like really old. He's like, wow, 59. No, he was older than that. 62, 63. And he was so sweet because his wife was a pastor who goes around preaching and ministering in churches all around in Asia. And he used to follow the wife. And he felt so redundant, like, he felt so useless that he wanted to pick up guitar, at least, kind of help out with the worship. So he came to me and wanted to learn. 60 over years old, and he never played guitar before, and I taught him. Yeah, and well, he improved a whole lot. He improved really fast. But unfortunately, I think something happened, and he got on and moved on to something else. So he didn't continue lessons. But he was really good. He picked up really fast. So don't give up. 54 years old, you're still young. You're younger than me, man. Stuart, mention your comment. Thanks, Akunta. Meant a lot to him. Cool. He seems like a great dude. Yeah. Okay, Andrew got the price down, 284. That's right. I have a Stradbroke Freud, and I do not have a locking nut on it. I have a LSR roller nut, and it's great. Yeah. I mean, the availability and selection. I always feel like Japan has loads of stores and plenty of selection. But you're right. They also manufacture them in Japan. Have you tried any Tokai guitars? I have a Tokai guitar. I have one, what you call it, a 335, yeah, model. Yeah, I love that. I bought that off the shelf, secondhand, used, at a real good price. I paid like $1,000 for it, Singapore dollars. That's probably like what, $890 or $800 US. Yep. The guitars in Japan. Oh my god! I went to Tokyo a couple of years back, and I was like, whoa! The amount of guitars in. Oh, is this Akibara? What's that place? Yoshida-san, maybe help me out here. What's that place called? Where everywhere there are guitars. Yeah, the guitars are that cool. I hate to go there because every time I go there, I just feel like I need to buy a guitar. And they're real nice guitar. Yeah. Ashibaya. What? Ishibashi? Ah, is that what it's called? I think so. Yeah, there's this guitar shop that has 3 floors up. Oh my good lord. Crazy. Thank you, one boy. I look young, huh? We grow older every day. Don't feel young though. Dom, John, have you tried a Lamb acoustic guitar? It's a collaboration between Singapore Luther, Adam Chen, and Jeffrey Yong from Malaysia? No, I have not tried that guitar. Have you tried one yet? You like it? John Follow, have you been to the United States? I know you are well traveled. Oh, countless times. I traveled to the United States quite often. Back in from from way back, but really often, almost every year from 2008 all the way to 2013, because I will head up to Tucson, Arizona to teach. There's a foundation, a Christian foundation there in Arizona, so I will go up there to teach worship and to groom up a band, a Christian band back there. And apart from that, I do tours. Like I do my concert gigs in the usual places like Vegas, Reno, Atlantic City, Mohegan Suns. Yeah, so I travel. Michael MC, wow, it looks like made in Japan John Page classic are no more. Really? Oh man. You sure about that? I thought they're still around. Let me just do a search. Can't be because that music store that I in connected with Davis, they're still bringing in the guitars. Well, you know what? The website is still around. Where do you get the information from, Michael MC? Yeah, the website is still around. Yeah, it's still going on strong. Good evening, GTBT. Are we talking about Japan? Well, a little bit. Pix Gaming, what do you think of PRS guitars? Or what do I think? I think that way too expensive for my budget. Or even the well, the SE are not too bad. They're pretty affordable and really well made, right? Or the S2 are really excuse me, the S2 are really fine too. Even though they are made in the States, they are pretty affordable. But there's something about, how should I say? There's something about the PRS that didn't quite grab me. It's a tone. You know, most of the PRS guitars, they have a certain tone to it, regardless of whether they are the CST or the other what's it that semi hollow stuff. The semi hollow stuff is not too bad. And don't worry about me. I'm not having a flu. It's just it's very dry in this room, and sometimes you know you get this a sudden gush of air conditioning, which is kind of like do this. Excuse me. Anyway, got to run. Okay, David. Oh, put in a new roof. Okay, you take care, David. Yes, the John page still has their what you call it. Give me a couple of seconds, guys. This will pass. So maybe you're not wrong with the fact that they have closed down the operation in Japan for John Page. Yeah, maybe you're not wrong. But the company is still around, so they still have the made them in the US models. So that's good. Yeah, bless you. Thank you. Dankeschön. What did they say? Gute Zeit. Yeah, gute Zeit. Gute Zeit. Anyway. You have a midlife crisis, GTBT? Wow. That's nice, Dom. I've yet to connect with the people in Heirloom. I'm sure they have very wonderful guitars in the collection. But like I said, you know, all these guitars are way above my budget. So why go there if I can't afford it, right? So I don't like to go to a shop and gawk at the guitars that I can't afford. That I can't really afford. It's like me going over to Guitar Center when I was in New York, and I'll be looking at this wall of guitars, and I go like, okay, I can't afford that, probably can't afford that, I can't afford that. I can point out quite a number of guitars that I can't afford. But once I walk into the private collections where they have all these 59s or the real old Les Pauls and some of the more expensive or PRS guitars or Sir guitars, I just didn't even bother to go in because I know that I cannot afford it, and everything comes with a price tag of 10 grand, $12,000. There's no way I can afford them, so I won't be bothered to go there and see, let alone try it. Sirs are fantastic, yeah. Like I said, if I were given a choice between the PRSs and the Sirs, I will probably choose the Sirs because they're closer to the guitars that I'm more familiar with, right? But then again, I will not buy a Sir because they're way overpriced. I probably would buy one of the Michael Landau pickups, and that's about it. But I won't buy a guitar made by Sir because they are really truly overpriced. John Follow, I hope to get back to where I can play in a church band one day. Play bars in my youth. Have no desire to do that again. Well, you will. You will. You know what the Bible says, that God looks into the desire of your heart. All right. So if you desire that, ask God. If you check out my, it's a good time to plug one of my videos. It's about how I started my whole music career. So in every step of the way, I actually ask God, open up the window and ask God. So you might want to try that, John. Ask God, and God will give you the things that you desire in your heart. Mike, Phil McKnight was saying all the guitar stores in the U.S. are low in stock and having big problems staying in business. I don't know. I seriously do not know what is happening in in the States. Guitars being out of stock is probably because the stores are not buying any more new inventories because they are losing money day by day. So that's probably the reason why they have not enough guitars. It's not because the guitar manufacturers have stopped. I've been a follower on the GNL page in Facebook, and they are like churning guitars out every other day, and most of them are shipping to Sweetwater as well as to other parts of the world. So I know for a fact that modern guitars are still producing guitars. So what I'm seeing is a trend that the big major guitar shops are actually losing money every day. Yeah, and that's a bit worrying. In any case, it's also a I don't know. It might be something. I do not wish Guitar Center to go out of business. In fact, I do not wish any retail shop to go out of business. But if this were to carry on for a longer period, some of these guitar shops will have to close. And in a way, it will force the guitar manufacturers to be retailers themselves. And if they play the game right, it's a good thing for us as consumers because we can buy directly from them. That is hoping that they will not charge us more. They should charge us less because they have gotten rid of the middleman, right? So, like what Thomann is doing, or rather what Harley Benton is doing. So, if he goes into that route, then it's good, But like I said, I still prefer to have a physical guitar shop because I would like to sit there and play the guitar and decide whether I want to buy it. I bought my Comanche, I bought this Strat, I bought my Blues Boys and most of my guitars because I sat down and play on it, right? And if that is not going to happen, then it will be a sad day. It will really be a sad day if guitar shops are closed for good. Kit, your white Strat sounds like it has crystal strings or something beautiful. It's the ceramic pickups. Yeah, the ceramic pickups have this tone to it, and that's why sometimes people don't like them because it gives you the ice pick sound. Yeah. So this guitar is it's subjective to ice picks, but it's totally dependent on how you play them. Yeah. I bought a PRS factory relic the other day. Well, you're well to do, just because I have never seen one before. Has anyone seen a factory relic guitar? I haven't, so. Quicksilver, how hot does it get in Singapore? I bet it's unbearably hot. Where are you from, Quicksilver? It gets not unbearably hot. I've been to places where it's unbearably hot. Tucson, Arizona in summer is unbearably hot. Yeah, 41 degrees, 43 degrees centigrade is no joke. We get as high as maybe 34 on a real hot day. Average is around 31, 30. You know, on a good day you can get 29, which is nice and cooling. But on average it's about 31. You know, it's not that terribly hot. GTBT, Singapore usually stays around 30, yeah, not too bad. I think it's the humidity that makes it hotter. Pix, I saw that video you smoke a cigarette by your window. Well, I didn't actually smoke a cigarette in the video. I was talking about me smoking a cigarette by my mom's window while I was talking to God. That was many years ago before I quit. I used to smoke 2.5 packs a day, in case you guys are interested. John Follow, you should check out the Sujic guitars. Coincidentally, I spoke to this friend of mine, Hosen, about Sujic guitar. In fact, I called him up a couple of days ago. The guys in Sujic guitar. Apparently, there are some changes in the company. Some changes in management. So there's no way to get hold of that because the guy that I was talking to is no longer working for Sujic guitar. In fact, it's been rebranded. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. Dominic, not too expensive lah. Okay lah. It was more it was much cheaper compared to a full Solitaire or Martins, but seemed comparable in tone. Okay. I'm glad you found a guitar that you like. Yeah, I don't know, maybe one day if I can get a chance to review some of the guitars, it'd be great. Claude, hey, how are you? How's Hong Kong doing? I just recently saw a documentary about Hong Kong. Hope you guys are doing okay. Stuart, they say the other day that Taylor Guitars only had 1,000 guitars in inventory total worldwide right now, and that they are all spoken for. Wow. Claude, may I ask, for a session guitarist, is it a must to be able to read music score or just need to know the chords? You know what? You should be able to read a decent chord chart. It's all dependent on the producer that you're working with. When I first started out playing in sessions, I couldn't read at all to save my life. So through the years, I learned how to read a intricate chord chart. Like, you should be able to read where the Tassenio is and where the Kodar is and the repeat signs and all the various syncopations. So you should be able to read that at least. In terms of written notes, that it'd be great if you can read all those, and to be able to sight read. That's what the requisite of a session player should be. But in my experience, I didn't have to do all that because all I really need to do is to read a chord chart and to know where all the syncopations are and where I'm supposed to go, just to lay down the basic tracks like the rhythm guitars or the acoustic guitars. But after that, most of the time, the producer will just leave it up to me when it comes to the solo. If you have a specific line, he will sing it to me, or there will be a guide. So I will listen to the guide and kind of like play around it. And that usually does the trick. Yeah, so you don't really need that. You don't really need to sight read, unless, you're working with a producer, he insists that you sight read. So again, it's dependent on the producer that you're working with. I hope that helps you. We are for Toronto, Quicksilver. Okay, but you're living in Prague. I'm from cold weather, so I don't do well in anything above. Yeah, I could imagine. Yeah, I was like hoping to go to Prague one day. Beautiful city from the pictures that my friend took when he was there recording an orchestra. My friend name is Ricky Ho, so he's a film score, and he does orchestrations and stuff like that. Wonderful arranger, wonderful brother of mine. So he went out to Prague and he took a couple of photos that, whoa, I'm looking like, dang, I should be there. You know, I would take like beautiful photos and videos. Oh, for my camera. Yeah, nice place. Well, hopefully one day. Claude, HK is getting better. Pops are still closed, but the new COVID cases are dropping. That's great. That's good to hear. Hi, CC. How are you? PRS does not sell relic guitars. Oh, now you got me sneezing over. Well, bless you. Hello, Imprints. Yes, always well, always good. Stuart, it was made for a PRS artist, Jimmy Dehan from Florida Georgia line. Okay, you can see it on the left side. All right, okay. All right. Yeah, that's because of the case. You know, the case that your Martin has been stored at. Some of the guitar cases are tinted with vanilla extract, like the ones on my G&L cases. Smells lovely, right? So I always love to put my guitars back in their cases because they smell lovely when you take them out and play. They finally admitted to putting vanilla extract on the guitar cases, right? So that's why it smells so good. Todd, well, I have that dreaded dentist appointment. Gotta run. Okay, you take care, Todd. Don't let that guy drill you to any deeper than you need to. The worst part about going to a dentist is the drilling. Jack, are you still here, Jack? Jack is here. Jack, have you seen this guitar that I showed them earlier on? This guitar from Maestro? Ah! It's not here anymore. I brought it back into the hall. Claude, I thank you demoing the PRS Special 22 semi-hard. I couldn't resist the temptation and bought one myself. Oh my good lord. Do you want to see it, Jack? Just say yes and I'll go right out there and grab it here. Just for you, brother. I find the PRS the most versatile guitar I ever played. It can actually get quite bluesy. In your opinion, what do you think? It can replace a Strat? No, it does not replace a Strat. Sadly. Okay, just for you, Jack. I'm gonna bring in two guitars. Alright, so the other guitar is for the rest of you guys. Hang on. Which guitar is this? So this is the custom line jack, which I showed the rest of the guys before. All right, check out the inlays. Check out the inlays here. Check out the binding and the headstock. Pretty, yeah, pretty and sounding really good. Right, so this is the private collection from Maestro, which is from Singapore. Right. Okay, what's this next one? I have another one in the hall. I'm not going to bring in that one. It's too much exercise at this time of the day, you know. Okay, what is this? This, I believe, is the traditional. So you have the standard, you have the traditional. This is a traditional. It doesn't have that bevel, right? I like the inlays here. It's cool. Now I do not know the wood. All I know is they have mahogany, Sika spruce top. I do not know the site yet. You know, the information is right outside. I have no idea where it is. Wow, this sounds still totally different. This is totally different from the other one. This has more of a bass response. Sounded really nice. Actually feel the weight of it. Nice. I'm impressed with this. So there is another one called the Standard, which features a whole headstock. This is like a classical kind of a headstock. So yeah, he was telling me, Jose, the boss of Maestro, was telling me that one is good for finger picking, the other one is good for like strumming and stuff like that. So yeah. And which one do you want? Which one do you want? They all look like okay. They have ebony fretboards. Yeah, ebony fretboards. I don't know about the back and side. You gotta wait for the review because I will have the information soon. Yeah. I I don't know where is it core. Yeah, so but nice bling, right? And OM size, yes. You like that one better. Which one do you like better, Jack? The second one or the first one? Yes, I like those tuners. Those tuners are from Korea, if I'm not mistaken. You like it, Persian? Yeah. Yeah, I think one of it has a rosewood back, just like a D28. You know, I don't think they use Paul Ferro for the back. Yeah. Yes, I agree, Jack. After a few years, that guitar would sound totally awesome. It sounds so good right now, right? You know, so it's like crazy. Yeah, wait for the review. I'll let you know where you can get these guitars from. All right, Dominic, you take care, Dom. Good night. Hello, Mario. Okay, bye, kid. Night. It looks pricey. It's not really that pricey. When I first saw these guitars, they have your physical shop here, and the get go, I didn't know that this was a local brand. So they look pricey, so I kind of stay away from it. But now that I know the price is not that unaffordable, yeah. It's priced around slightly lower than a Martin, right? And if you, well, I always love Martin, so the Martin guitars always have a place in my heart, yeah. But this is like something else, so I'm just kind of excited to try some of these new acoustic guitars in the future, you know, that might just take over the preference for Martin guitars. And I'm still yet to try some of the new Taylors, you know. It's been a long time. Well, I got you hooked, line and sinker. That is the Maestro traditional models. Alright, so they kind of factory made the traditional and the standard. Maestro guitars, you can look them up. Are you able to look them up? Yeah, Maestro guitars. So the ones that are like individually made, those are called the private collections, where every guitar is not the same. So what you just heard, the second guitar is called the traditional model, and I think there are a couple of makes in that series, but they're all factory made. So that's minus the bevel and stuff. The bevels will only appear on the custom models, all right? Yeah, you're right, Jacob. I have the same feeling too. DT, hi, how are you? I'm watching with my wife. She enjoys your Doris singing. Oh, tell her thank you. Yeah, tell her thank you. I'm glad she likes them. Yeah. I like more austere looking guitars personally. I don't enjoy all the bling. Yeah, me too. That's you know, they were asking me to kind of like um to bring home the D45, and I didn't want to bring it home because it's so expensive. And you know, J Studio, where I did all all those live streams, concerts or shows, they actually have a D45 in the studio. So I spoke to Jay about it, and he said, "Yeah, go ahead and use it." I said, "Cool." Well, I have to find out what sort of pickup systems do they have. BT, the best acoustic I ever heard was a mahogany guitar from Ibanez in SG. Really? Was it like used? Yeah, in second hand, huh? Any chance we can see a duet between you and Sarah? Duet? Well, we'll see. Yeah. Claude, John, have you ever tried the Taiwan brand Lee? Oh, I've heard it. Lee Jongsen, right? The guitars from Lee Jongsen. Didn't quite like it. I tried it once. There was a guitarist in China who actually bought one. I don't know. Maybe the model that I tried didn't quite appeal to me. But a lot of it is like I don't know. I know Jonathan Lee. I worked with him a couple of times. I know that he resides in Canada, and he's exposed to a lot of good guitarists over there. And I know he has a affection for guitars too. But I don't know, the model that I heard, yeah, it didn't really appeal to me. So Rosewood Rules, wow, running on empty. You come on running, shouting. Rosewood Rules, yes, they obviously do. Too much guitars. Too much guitars. Yeah. I'm stoked. Like, but I'm just biding my time with some of this stuff that is like kind of like stockpiling up in my hall. I'm trying to get a chord, or the chord. There's this particular model that I really like. I'm trying to get it to come to me from the shop for a review. That I'm really excited about, because I kind of like the way it is, the way it's made. Yeah. Do you find a glue in neck Gibson resonate better than a bolt-on? No, not necessarily a Gibson. I guess it was just I guess any other brand, like, you know, the LTDs that have the SG is set in neck, you know, so it doesn't have to be a Gibson. It does help with the sustain. I believe it does, compared to a bolt-on. Yeah, but a bolt-on is just as good. You know, I have the Comanche that I own is a bolt-on, and I can feel the whole guitar resonate, you know, throughout. So yeah, maybe just a tad of a difference, I guess. Surat, I tell my wife I don't want more guitars, but I have a rosewood addiction. You're not gonna get away with that. Yes, like I was saying, CC, who knows, maybe one day. Yeah, I would love to do a duet with her. I would love to do a duet with my other daughter, Kelly. Yeah. The thing is that Sarah is really busy because she landed herself a new job, a very good job, and I think a job that she's passionate about. So I don't think she has much time currently to do anything. But I guess making music is always a good form of relaxation. Hey, hi Alan, how are you? Top of the morning to you. All right, Claude, you take care of yourself. Yeah. Yeah. The reason why I'm still up at this time and looking pretty okay, not too sleepy, is because I woke up around 12:30 p.m. today. That's because I didn't have much sleep last night. Yeah. Why didn't oh it's because of the essential oil that my wife decided to put on in the room, in the bedroom. It was a lavender thing, but it kind of made me woozy, you know. So yeah, it woke me up a couple of times during the night, and I had to sleep in this room just to get away from that scent. And I felt a little bit better, and ended up sleeping in the hall for a couple of hours, and then managed to clear the room of the smell, and yeah, managed to get some decent sleep for a couple of hours in the bedroom. So I'm still wide awake, you know. So yeah, thank you guys for keeping me company. Running on empty. Have you seen the new Martin SC13? But on I played on one running. I did a review of it. Yeah, maybe you want to search for it. Yeah. You know what? Let me just do it here so that you can. It's not too hard, I guess. Yeah, sorry. Jack, you were saying, you were telling us about the smoke because there's this big fire that's going on in California, right? Smoke is bad. You know, we have a taste of it almost every year from Indonesia, where we have what you call that? We call it the haze because they are burning forests in Indonesia, and almost every year, and we had such a bad haze in Singapore. It's barren these days because apparently a whole lot of us, including Malaysia and the other countries around, have launched an official complaint. Okay, I'm going to put a link down here. Who's asking? Are running on empty? Yeah? So this is the link to the review I did for the Martin SC13. Okay, Pershing, you take care, brother. Yeah, I hope to. Yeah, hopefully we'll get something going soon. You take care, brother. And say hi to Alman if you meet him. Powell, yes. How are you? Where you from, Powell? DT, I have a friend from Singapore. He said that when he grew up, males were not allowed to have hair past their collars. And you know what? He's right. You know this guy, this Japanese musician, orchestrator and arranger and songwriter, Kitaro. Have you heard of him? Instrumentalist, right? He's so famous, right? But he has hair down onto his hips. And he was supposed to have a concert here in Singapore. And he wasn't allowed to get off his plane because he refused to cut his hair. And the Singapore government just would not let him in to the country. To this day, I couldn't believe what they'd have done. Singapore has always been conservative, and they had their reasons for that. We were not. It's not to say that we were not allowed to have our hairs down. A lot of us have our hairs down beyond the collars because we were a rebellious lot. Most teenagers and young people are, so the government has let us be, but it was frowned upon by society. And when I remember when I was growing up, we used to have like policemen, you know, patrolling down our neighborhood, and they will always pick on those guys with long hair. Yeah, talk about profiling. You know, as long as you have long hair, you know, you're either a druggie or you're a crook or a molester, rapist, whatever, you know. So it was frowned upon, but it wasn't disallowed. You know, we still are able to keep our hair long. Yeah, interesting, right? Wow, that's bad. I'm sorry to hear that, Jack. Hmm. Alan, treated myself to a new guitar. Wow. A Chord KX16 limited edition in white pearl burst. Set neck, active EMG retro pickups. Cool. That sounds like a really interesting guitar, Alan. Yeah, how I wish you were my neighbor. I could just like get a guitar and do a review. Hmm? I'm Polish. Ah, okay, Powell. But you're residing in Ireland. Also. Well, both weathers are about the same. Well, I guess if you're in Poland and being in Ireland, it's around the same temperature. Maybe a little bit colder in Ireland. Blues Valero. John, do you ever play bass guitar? Yes, I do. I play bass guitar on recordings, on my arrangements. Pascal. Eh. I'm fine. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Comment allez-vous? Bien. Mon ami. I'm good, Pascal. I'm good. Yeah, thank you for dropping by. It's very nice of you. Breeze, yes, Guitaro and Charter Evening concert was excellent, amazing, talented musician. Yes, he is. Led Zeppelin got banned from Singapore because of the hair. Yes, exactly. John, do you think it's okay to play my HB28 outdoors? I'm so worried it's self-combust. Yes. Well, depending on your weather, like if you're talking about Singapore weather, like if it's gonna rain, then I wouldn't do that. But if it's gonna be too bright of a sunshine and you're exposing the guitar to direct sunlight, I wouldn't advise you to do that to your D28, whether it's HD or just a regular D28. But then again, what's the reason you buy the guitar for? I mean, you gotta have a reason for buying that guitar. And if you think it supersedes every other thing, then just do it, man. Yeah, the guitar will take care of itself. because you just have to take care about. You just have to be to be really careful about where you're placing the guitar. I think the more important thing is how you put the guitar down. Is it on a stand or is it in your back in the case, and whether it is that traffic in the places where you're putting a guitar, or whether you get stolen and stuff like that. That's more worrying than anything else. So for me to do a gig outdoor, I would never bring any Martin out there. I would never bring all the guitars that I love. I would bring guitars that I can knock about and still function as a workhorse and still sound good. That's what I would do. That's why I brought my GS Mini for my gigs, because the GS Mini is easily replaceable. It sounded great, so it's easy to carry, it's small enough, and I don't get to play a whole lot of acoustic solos, so I don't need a long neck, a long scale. So yes, Alan, I agree with you. I hope the fires are far away from where Jack is staying. Ooh, Redwoods. That's one place I haven't been. The Redwoods must be beautiful. Yes, Pascal, it's beautiful, huh? You like? No, you like? Shatame. I love it. It's a wonderful piece of engineering. Yen Wan, how are you? Where are you from, Yen Wan? Running on empty. My wife asked me, what do they do with the baggy pants kids? I don't know, man. The baggy pants kids. We had our fair share of them here. Did I wear baggy pants? No, I wasn't into the baggy pants stuff. We were into spandex back then. Tight. Joshua, how are you? Yes, good to see a local streamer and reviewer guitars. Thank you. So I guess you're from Singapore too, Joshua. Good. Welcome. They're about an hour or two from California. It's a crazy place to be. Yeah, right there. play for a camping trip, I wouldn't want to do that, CC. Yeah, I'd rather you not do that. Get someone else guitars, you know, or get a cheaper guitar. You know, anyway, it's a camping trip. You're not gonna do a performance, so yeah, leave that T28 alone at home. Chord makes the Harley Benton, if not wrong. I'm not surprised if they do, because the Harley Benton guitars are really well made in Indonesia. So it might come from the same factory. Powell, do you usually record the amps, or do you use amp simulators as well? I use mostly amp simulators unless I decide to use the amp. Or I use a Line 6 Helix, so it has some great amp simulators in it. You know, with all the amps that I played before, so I'm very familiar with the workings of the amps, and it's really true to the physical ones. And I also use IR, which are impulse responses. So you know, I'm liking it. I'm liking the Helix. And I have a funny conversation with my other guitarist, Sebastian, the other night after the show, and we were talking about the Line 6 and how I have a camper. I have a camper right in the hall. So we're talking about it. He was saying, oh, the campers and the Fractal, they were the first one that came out with all these amp simulations and stuff like that before the Line 6, and Line 6 came out just to kind of like catch up with them. And I kind of like nodded to him without even thinking what he had just said. So when I came home, that whole conversation came back to me. I'm going like, that's wrong. And I had to make a stand about him. I have to tell him that no, it's not true, because I've used Line 6 stuff since in the early 90s, you know. And so I called him up and I told him that no, I think you're wrong, because I think Line 6 were the first ones that comes up with amp simulations, starting with Ant Farm, if you're not mistaken. That was, if you guys heard of Ant Farm, that was way back. And they started that, and then came the Pod, and then you have the rest of the Pod lines and the X trees, and you know, whatever you want to. Today you have the Helix. So I was explaining that to him, and he goes like, oh, you're probably right, because I only use Fractal, so so he just took it for granted that, you know, that Line 6 was catching up on what Fractal and Kemper were doing. No, the Fractal and Kemper were the ones who were trying to keep up to what Line 6 started in the first place. So it's interesting, you know. And it's nothing about Sebastian. I love Sebastian as he's younger than me, a whole lot younger than me, about 20 years. Yeah. So he's a great brother, you know, always helpful, great guitar player, you know, great character, very funny at times, in most times. He always keep a straight face, but you know, he's a great guy to be with. He's a great guy to tour with, you know. What's this? Pascal, can you explain the difference with a standard standard tremolo? Well, with the standard tremolo, you will find it hard to pull up. With this tremolo, because of the block, okay, lesson time. I'm going to show you the old tremolo system that I had on my traditional 50s Strat. So this is the original system that I have. Now look, pay attention to the block. It's pretty thick. It's pretty thick, right? Can you see the block? And the reason why it's thick is because you need to have a counterweight. And people would think that the thicker the block is, the better the tone is, the more sustained it is. But the fact of the matter is that I don't really rightly know whether it does make a difference. Probably does, you know. The VegaTrem has a thinner width, right? And because it's thinner, you are able to have more room within the cavity. So you are able to push, to pull up as compared to this, and yet keep the bridge flush. So the VegaTrem is able to do that. With this, it's really hard because you would need to kind of like loosen your spring so that it will go this way up, this way up. Right? You have to go this way up. So this is the body. So it has to be like that so you can pull up, right? So you can pull up. And it's really unsightly. With the VegaTrem, you don't have to do that. The bridge is flush, but because of the thinness of the block, you are able to push up and down, push up. And in regards to tone, the VegaTrem has a second component to it, the mounting anchor plate, which weighs a bit too. So that will probably help with the sustain a little bit, But like I was telling some of the guys earlier on, I've played this guitar for a long time, right? About a year plus, right? And I'm very familiar with the tone, and it still sounds the same. There's no difference in tone. It's not lacking any lows or anything like that. It still sounded great. So yeah, I hope that explains it. Hi, Jack Collins. Sorry, where are you from? You haven't answered my question. Hi, Andy. Thoughts on the new HP SC Custom 2? I'm considering active white or Paradise Flame passive ones. Any thought? I have no thoughts because I haven't checked out the new models yet. Yeah, let me take a look and I'll get back to you on the next stream. Okay, I'll do it now. What's it called? But I can probably just tell you like how it looks like, but I haven't tried it, so I wouldn't know. Yeah. Breeze, EMGs are good for studio only, but for everything else, live passive has better tone. I don't really agree with that. I have my EMGs for live. I have a lot of EMGs on a lot of my guitars. My Squire Tele has the hot tallies, or rather the Tele EMG pickups, the EMG X, which is really good. My Strat, my 50s, my traditional Strat, Japan, the other one, had EMGs, the Vinskill EMG. They are awesome. They're really awesome. And then I have a Fender Richie Sambora with the Steve Lukather set. And then I have my Luke, which also features a Steve Lukather set. And my recent purchase, which is the LTD SG 300 Viper, features a 85 and 81 EMG set. They are great, and I would use them because the Luke is equipped with the Steve Lukather EMG sets, and they perform flawlessly. A lot of people tell me that they don't have dynamics, that everything is compressed. No, sorry, they do. It's all depending on the way you play, right? If you don't have dynamics, you will never have dynamics, no matter what pickups you use. But with EMGs, you are able to do all the dynamic stuff if you want to, depending on how you play. And the bonus fact of the matter is that it's noiseless. And I like the tone. I like the tone of EMG pickups, in contrary to what people say. So, like I say always, to each his own. You have your own preference. But don't buy into the hype, into what people say. What I'm trying to tell you is that go out there and try yourself. Don't go with your life, doing hearsay. I hearsay. No, go down and get down to the bottom of things and try it for yourself. Who's Sebastian Xiao? Wait, Sebastian Xiao? No? Hi, Jack. No, you're not late. Well, I guess you are, but I'll forgive you. Fried rolls rules. They used to rule. I used to love fried rolls. Oh, now? No way. Powell, fried rolls is great, but I hate seeing beginners playing them because they focus on the whammy bar more than they're playing. You're right. And you have a point there, Powell. Sometimes I choose not to play guitars with the whammy bar because you tend to be to be dependent on the whammy bar for stuff. The video I did for the VegaTrem, I had to do a lot of whammy bar because it was featuring the whammy bar. I I try very hard not to be totally overly reliant on the tremolo system when I'm playing on a tremolo equipped guitar, and that's why sometimes I wean myself of it and play my Blues Boys or my Les Paul or my Tokai 335 or even my SG LTD, just to wean myself of it, or even my Tallies, So yeah, it's always good to kind of like alternate between a tremolo equipped guitar and a non-tremolo equipped guitar. Of course, you don't want to stay away too long from a tremolo equipped guitar because then you start to lose it. Because there's a certain finesse to it, The only trick is not to use your tremolo arm too often. And sometimes I find myself using it too often myself, right? What is this? Hi, David. How are you? Very hard question. Cap simulator or real amp? Which one you like the most? Yes, that's a very hard question. I like the real amps because there's nothing can be compared to air being pushed. There's nothing compared to a good amp and a good microphone to pick up, or a couple of microphones to pick up what the amp actually sounds like. To be fair, what you hear with your ear is totally different from what's coming out from the speaker after you mic them out. That's always the case. But we try to get as close as what we can by using different mics. That's why some of them prefer a ribbon mic, because it picks up more of the low frequencies and makes the amp warmer a little bit. And they'll stick in a SM57 just to get the high mids, My thing is that it takes a whole lot of time miking out an amp if you want a real good sound. And you need to spend time to hone in, to the precision, the axis and stuff like that, and the EQing and the compressing. And so that, for me, when I'm working, when I'm on a workflow, when I'm doing an arrangement, or whether I'm doing a video or anything like that, the cap simulator, the amp simulator, they all come in really handy. So once you have it honed in, you just have to save the preset and you're done. Whereas if you're using a real amp, every situation changes every day because atmospheric changes, whether it's in this room or in the studio. What you hear every day, you're hearing different stuff, through your ears. So yeah, it's more volatile in that way, that you need to kind of like get your attention span on the miking out, and the EQing out the amps. So for me personally, I prefer the amps, but in terms of workflow, cap simulators. What are P90s, Jonathan? P90s are fatter single coils, in a nutshell. Different magnets, different size of magnets. So they're still single coil, so they're still as noisy, but it's supposedly a bit fatter than a normal single coil, just a bit fatter. But for me, if you give me a choice between a single coil or rather a P90 and a humbucker, say for a Tally, I would choose a humbucker any time of the day. Yeah. But some people like the tone of the P90, so yeah, by all means. David Gilmour uses EMGs, that's right, and you have the David Gilmour EMG set too. Steve Lukather now uses the DiMaggio transition passive pickups. Yes, he does. He actually has them on the new Luke. What's this, Luke 3 now or Luke 4? ND667, hi. Did I say hi to you before? Yeah, I guess I did. I used Harley Benton 112 Celestion V30 with a Black Star. What? Black Star HT1. Aha. I want a gig. So what is the best budget? Loud head I can plug. Cap is rated at 60 watt. Is a 20 watt Marshall safe? What about 50 watt? No. Seriously, you got to check the impedance of your amp head, the various manufacturers to kind of confirm this, because I'm really bad at all this. I usually play with safe combos or safe amps, like the JCM 800. All I know is I get a hit and the speaker, and I'm safe. And most of the times I would prefer a combo, like the Fender Hot Rod DeVille, so there's no second guessing on which caps to use and what sort of impedance, whether I'll blow the speakers or not. So I haven't much experience in that, truthfully. So maybe someone can help over here. Joshua, have you tried the HBSC with P90s? Thinking of getting the gold top? Oh yeah, no, I did not try it, but I've saw it. It's pretty interesting. Well, you have to kind of decide whether you want to do this or not, because I tried the SG, the Yamaha SG. I forgot the type, the model, which is like a Les Paul thing, gold top with P90. Yeah, and it sounded great. Yeah, but that's Yamaha, right? So it's very different from HP. CC Zeppelin Rules. I just started reloving Stairway to Heaven after years of being shamed to play it. Who cares? I mean, if it turns you on, just play it. Right? It's still one of my favorite songs, right? Guitar solo is still one of the classics. So, hi Johnny. The bar is never really in my Fort Rose unless I want to play some dime bar riffs, but the low action and locking nut is the best part. Yeah, I've seen guys with Fort Rose that never did use their their bar. They just wanted a really secure locking system, so they won't go out of tune. The white Gilmore Strat has Duncan's SSLs. What happened? Everything just ran. In the black Strat, and the red has EMGs. Yeah. I love any Diamondback Darrow riffs. Have you ever thought about streaming to YouTube and Twitch simultaneously? If there is a really big guitar community on Twitch, and you will probably help expand your channel. Well, thank you for the suggestion, Pavel. No, not currently, because I have no familiarity with the Twitch environment. I was thinking of doing a live stream on Facebook simultaneously, but I don't know. I'll probably get there when I get there. As it is right now, I really don't want to do too much streaming if I can. But then again, I have it like almost once every week. I just miss you guys, basically. Quicksilver, reverb or delay or both? Do you change delay based on tempo or stick to the same repeats delayed? Well, for me, back in the days when we don't have tap tempo was one of the best things that ever happened to guitars, period. Yeah, back then it was just set a delay time, a rough working delay time of 450 milliseconds or 500 milliseconds, and you're done for the night. I would choose to use both, and mostly delay, and then the last one would be the reverb. Yeah, and now with the tap tempo, of course, you set it to your tempo, so no brainer. Hi Andy, where are you from, Andy Dion? To be safe with the higher outputs, and okay, there you go. Use power alternator. Okay, that's cool. David Zemperi, I made a comparison between the first Wampler Pinnacle and the Boss ML2. I obtained the brown sound from the Boss and then the Pinnacle. Shocking. Interesting. Yep. Can never tell, right? And that VegaTrem video was great. Best trem ever. Yes. Yes, Andy. Best trem ever. Some friends were suggesting me that the Wampler Pinnacle Deluxe 2, but I'm scared about the comparison I did with the Wampler First Edition. Well, I have no experience with ramplers effects. I think it's kind of rare in Singapore. I don't know. Couldn't seem to have anyone who carries that currently. Oh, just south of Boston. Wow, cool. Hey, Hurricane Moon, how are you? Running on MT, I own the Wampler Tumus Deluxe is a great pedal. Yeah, talking about pedals. Y'all like the Bogner Wessex? Have you seen the review? Which I reviewed, like the one before the VegaTrem. I thought I seriously thought that was a great pedal. Yeah, it's really impressive. So far, some of the pedals that I reviewed this year, the ones that made an impression on me is the RD Fender Compulgulus, and the other one, the Fender, what's that? The distortion pedal that Fender just recently came out with. I got to find out what's this. Let me just take a look at this. Where's my playlist? In case you guys are wondering, you do know that I have a playlist, right? Well, I have a couple of playlists, you know, so some of them are like labeled under guitars, different brands of guitars, and pedals, and the songs and covers that I do. So you guys might just want to go to the playlist, to my playlist, right, and check out some of the stuff that you're looking for. Like in this case, what was I looking for? Pedals, right? Yeah, pedals. So the few effects that made an impression on me so far in this year are the Fender Compulgulist, the Black Star, what you call that? The Black Star, my good Lord, where is it? The HT Dual, the Black Star distortion pedal that I reviewed. It was pretty nice. And then the other one would be the Revival Drive. Yeah, that's pretty nice too, although it's really expensive. I guess that pedal would cater more to the nerds, because there's so much that you can tweak in there. All right. Why did I label them on the Fender guitars? They should be under pedals, but are they under them? There you go. Yeah. So the two pedals from Fender, which I'm really impressed with, the Fender Compulgulus and the Fender MTG-LA, which is a sort of a distortion pedal. And then recently, the Palladium, and also the Bogner Essex. Is it Essex? Let me see now. Right, so the Palladium was really good. I'm quite impressed with that, and that's from Seymour Duncan. And the Wessex, not the Essex, the Wessex. Yeah, I like that. I like that pedal. I thought it sounded pretty sweet. Jonathan Dockel. Yeah, how are you? Where are you from? I'm having a great day. Yeah, I'm having the ending part of the day. I'm heading to bed soon. I can feel my eyes like getting heavier. The Lou VegaTrem system. Never heard of that. Interesting. Thank you, Andy. Yeah. So what do you guys think? What do you guys think about the Wessex? Maybe take a look at the review if you haven't. I found it to be really musical, and there are a couple of pedals that impressed me, and this is one of them. From Texas, near Austin. I was at Texas, but I didn't head up to Austin. I was at Houston and Galveston. What's the other place that I've been? Did I go down to Austin? I think maybe I did. Did I? That was a couple of years ago. I know that I was at Houston. Yeah, I was at Galveston. No, probably hit Austin. I don't know, maybe along the way. But, you know. Is everything okay over there? Jonathan? Stuart, is it odd that I'm having what seems like good results in my guitar learning journey, but I have not been able to learn cover songs? Learning someone else's music kind of feels like homework. Or maybe you should try learning songs that you like. That's how I got started. My passion for music was because I loved hearing songs that were my favorite songs, and my compulsion or my desire to learn how they play it. So that may be a start. Instead of, getting yourself entangled in songs that you're not really interested in the first place. Jonathan Dockel, everything's alright over here, all things considered. No, that's good to know. What's your favorite song to play and sing? My favorite song? I would love to do Peaceful Easy Feeling. I love that song ever since I first heard it back in 1973 or 74, I forgot. Yeah, that's one song that is easy to pick up a guitar and just sing and just chill. Yeah, Peaceful Easy Feeling. Peaceful Easy Feeling from Eagles. And I'm thinking of doing a cover of that. But I'll see. Probably pretty soon. Maybe next week. I don't know. See, like I was saying, and who was asking me that question? Stuart, right? Stuart. Like me doing a cover, like I could have a nice decision, or rather a decision not to do exactly like what the original is. Like, if I were to do a cover from Eagles, I can choose not to do it like Eagles. I could choose to do it like the way I want to do it. If you heard my cover of Saturday Night from Eagles, I actually did what the original was, as close as I'm able, in my limited capacity to come close to what the Eagles did originally. And I love doing that because I love singing all the harmony parts, and stuff like that. I have to learn all the harmony parts because they're uniquely Eagles, right? But then again, there are songs that I would rather do it my own way, my own take. Like some of the songs I did for like Glenn Campbell, I did what's that? Wichita Lineman. Yeah, that was my own take. So, yeah. So when you're learning a song, you can always try to get a song that you really like, you really love, and learn the heck out of it. And then once you're really familiar with all the lines and all the parts, then you can kind of improvise on them. You know, that's how we all started. Teaching is actually telling people to copy. Do you know that when a teacher teaches in class, he is teaching stuff that has been taught throughout the years, throughout the generations. And he's just redoing all this stuff, the simple stuff. It's basically copying, right? Letting you guys know. So some of the students will turn out to be teachers, and they'll in turn teach other students. So it's the same thing. So when I'm hearing a piece of music, whatever is put out there, if I like it, I would learn it. I would learn the solos, you know. Well, let me just tell you for a fun fact that this live show that I did on Friday. There was this particular song that was sung by a really famous Hong Kong singer, you know, back in the 80s. And I used to play that song almost every night when I was playing the band. And I just absolutely love the solo with that song, right? It's a great solo, beautifully played, and it's a great killer song. Recently, when I started doing this Friday gig, that song was in the repertoire, so I had to kind of listen to it again and get a refresher. And lo and behold, I found out that I was playing the solo wrong all these years. Yeah, and I was going like, wow, this solo is like, you know, when I sit down and analyze it, this solo is really something. So I call up for what I thought was the original guitarist, which is this guy called Furman So. In Cantonese, his name is So Tat-Wah. He resides in Hong Kong, and he's one of the premier session guitarists that played many thousands of recordings back then. He's one of the premier session guitarists, and he's a good friend of mine because we worked for a while. And I call him up and say, hey, do you play this solo on this song? Because it's a great hit, so everybody knows that song. And he goes like, no, that wasn't played by me. That was played by a Japanese guitarist. And I'll go like, whoa. And say, yeah, the artist, you know, Alan Tam, that's the artist. He used to go to Japan to record his songs. I go like, okay, now I understand. Because Furman in the end did a re-recording doing the same lines, but on other versions. But the versions that I heard was the original version, and it was great. Not to say that Furman doesn't do a killer guitar solo. Furman does killer guitar solos all his life, all his career, and there are many solos that I follow note for note because I just love the way he played. And yeah, so I kind of like learned that solo, and it was a challenge for me because I didn't nail it right, because I needed to get it right, because it's a tribute. It's my tribute to that guitarist, whoever his name is, you know, to pay my tribute, to say that is a great guitar solo. I'm gonna play it note for note. But there are some solos in songs that I don't do the original at all. I'll just do my own take because I just felt that, you know, yeah, it doesn't warrant that. I know it's a bit egotistical of me to say that, but some guitar solos are, you know, are best forgotten. But and there are times when I just want to do my own take, okay. But in this particular case, as well as in other numerous cases, I decided to go for original, and I need to know the parts. And by doing that, I learned something. I learned of skills that I would normally not do. I learned to do some bends or some double stops or stuff that I would not do. And that's great education for me. So every time I learn something, it's a good thing. You get what I mean, Stuart? So don't let it pull you off. Get into another frame of a different mindset. Yeah, and approach it differently. Yeah, running on empty. Yeah, hope I'm glad that you liked it too. Yeah, so peaceful, easy feeling. Yeah, you know. Hurricane Moon Limited. Yeah, right, John. You're you're a beast of a player, sir. Well, thank you so much, sir. I really don't think that I'm really that good. Seriously, I'm not trying to be humble. You know, false humility is worse than anything else. You know, I'm just stating the fact there are a whole lot of guitar players that can play circle around me anytime. And the Great Eagle song, yeah, I just learned how to do covers on YouTube and not get blocked or demonetized via the hits. How do you do that? Tell me. Um, I don't get blocked or demonetized. The covers that I do, you have to share most of the time I have to share the monetization. I don't get blocked or demonetized. Pascal, John, do you prefer Eddie Van Halen or Steve Vai or Joe Satriani? Out of all three, I prefer Eddie Van Halen first, Steve Vai, and Joe Satriani. It's a close tie between Steve Vai and Eddie Van Halen because they're both phenomenal players. Melodically speaking, Steve Vai is more melodic, but Van Halen has that touch of his that is, really no one can actually copy it. No one can actually copy that vibe that he has. Jason G. Hey, hi. Sure love your channel. Help me in tough times. Thank you for you. I'm glad that it's able to help you, Jason. I'm glad it's able to help anyone because that channel actually helped me. This channel actually helped me to pass through that difficult time in that first couple of months in the COVID-19 situation. Yeah, it helped me to pass the time. It helped me to kind of learn certain stuff, new stuff, interesting stuff. Yeah. So also thank you guys for your support. Jonathan, hey Jonathan, has there been any pickups that you really enjoyed outside the more recognizable the Seymour Duncans and the Marzios of the world? Not really, because I am not in the habit of changing pickups unless I really have to. I always believe that if it ain't broke, why fix it, right? So I have these pickups, right? This is my 50 traditional Strat from Japan, Fender, right? And it came with ceramic pickups. I guess these pickups are really cheap. That explains why the guitar is really so affordable. It's like $1,000 for this. I pay $1,000 Singapore dollars. That's about what, $899, $850 US, and it's relatively cheap for a Fender Stratocaster and a 50 traditional one of that. So one of the reasons why it's so cheap is because of the pickups. So this probably are a pair or a trio of real inexpensive because they're ceramic, but they sounded great. I love it. I love the controls. There's nothing wrong with the controls. I forgot whether I had a treble bleed fixed into it. I got to confirm with Wayne because Wayne does most of these things for me. And now that he has a VegaTrem, ultimate Strat. Right? So yeah, for me, like when I buy my G&L, the reason why I buy the G&L is because of the pickups. I bought the Comanche because of the Z coils. I bought the Blues Boys because of the combination between the humbucker and the MFD pickups at the end. So, Hi, Tom. How are you, Tommy? Okay, so anyone who's from Ireland, I believe one of you guys, was it Powell, was staying in, who was from Prague and who was now staying in Ireland. Tom is from Ireland. Yeah. Fama, when you say the guitar has a fast neck, what do you mean, Jonathan? It means that it plays really fast. Like I can get around it comfortably. It could be because of a thin U shape. It could be because of a thin C or a modern C. It could be because of the fret radius. The flatter it is, But I couldn't go too flat. I think for me the ultimate would be about 12 or 13. That's as far as I can go. Even 13 is a bit too much. I'm really comfortable with 9.5 and 7.25. 7.25 is like comfort zone for me. So the CST24 that I was telling you about, it has a real fast neck because it's nice, it's thin, and I forgot to tell you that I kind of take off the varnish from the back of the neck, so it's even smoother. Yeah, that's what I meant. Rusty Farrell, hey, do you send the Schecter Nick Johnston traditional back? Looks like great moderate price as alternate. Yeah, I agree with you, Rusty. Hey, it was a tad hard to send that guitar back. I really love the guitar a lot. Yeah, another time, another place. I probably would have owned a guitar. Yeah, it's a great guitar to have. Every great guitar player says they are not good. I'm pretty sure everyone here will agree you are. Oh man, don't start it. There's no other guitarist that plays like you. Thank you, Tom. Thank you so much. Okay, Andrew. Interesting. I'm Joe Centurani all the way. Cool. Andrew Awaken for me, Steve Vai is a little too out there. Oh really? Oh man. Well, yeah, there's some stuff that he does is really too out there. But once he go melodic, he goes melodic, and that's what I really like. Van Halen's my favorite guitarist too. Cool. And they John, sign up for the We Are the Hits. They take 60% and give you 40. If you change song a lot, then they don't need to do this. I just posted. Okay. All right. I'll take a look at it. It don't really matter to me, Andy, because doing covers is not a way to generate income for me. I do covers because I like doing them, and the fact is I'm sharing revenues with whatever publishers are claiming, and God knows what they are claiming. So, but if I were to sign up with thehits.com, it comes to the same thing. They're taking 60% and I'm taking 40, so I don't know. Pascal, do you try the Van Zandt? No, I have not tried that yet. No, I would love to. Alan, yeah, fast necks have slim wire profile and are easy to change chords quickly, hence that's called fast. Okay, thank you, Alan, for explaining that. Andrew, and I like Van Halen, but I don't know. I guess I prefer stuff more on the metal side than the rock side. Yeah, to each his own. You don't marry. I know where you're coming from, Andrew. It's cool. Well, not really. Eagles did not block or demonetize my covers at all. No, they didn't. I did a couple of Eagles covers, and I'm sharing revenues with them. Jonathan Dockall Sweet, thank you for answering my question. You're welcome. Okay, guys, I've been at it for, oh my good lord, almost 3 hours. I'm gonna leave at 3. I have like, what, 20 minutes more? And I'm out of here. Any more questions? You better post it right now. And in the meantime, Tom, how are you doing, Tom Core? Everything okay at home? Okay, for some of you guys who might be new here and who haven't left yet, or what you should do, you should, if you need to ask me questions other than from the live stream, or hit me up and like the page that I have on Facebook. It's called John is Just Too Loud. Right? John is Just Too Loud. Go there and like that page, and if you have any question, you can always message me there on the Facebook. Alright? Let's see where I can put my link here on so you guys will know how to get hold of me. Sorry, the last show you play clips on Facebook. Okay. yeah, I had it. I posted it on YouTube too. Snippets, right? Oh my good lord, Orion. Spooky stories. Alright, this is a link. You can click on that, and then you can like that page, and then if you have any question, you can always message me there. Do you feel that a more rounded fretboard radius is easier to play bar chord? Yeah, I guess. Yeah, it should be. Yeah, it should be easier. Tom, I'm good. Oh well, I actually went outside last week. Cool. Awesome. Yeah. Where do you go? Where do you go? Or where you went? Did you went out and catch a film? Tell us a spooky story. Just any spooky story, or what do you want to hear? Or something to do with what I experienced in the band. I'll tell you one if you want to hear. You sure you want to hear it? Because it's like after 12 for me, it's going to be 3 a.m. by the time we finish. I'm not afraid of spooks. I'm not afraid of no ghosts. If you want to hear, let me know. Just tell me. All right, just tell me and say I want to hear, and I'll say it. But if you guys are not interested, then I will skip it. Jonathan Dawko. Oh, spooky story. Yes. You guys are like kids. Oh, tell us a scary story, Uncle Jonathan. How's the VegaTrem performing? Exceptionally well, Alan, I must say. I'm pretty impressed with it. A nifty product, and I think it's a bit pricey, but I think it's worth the money. All of a sudden, I'm having memories of a G3 concert I went to Steve Joe in Huey Malmsteen. It was amazing. Yeah. Our Lady's Island is nearby and very Catholic, but a beautiful walk on the saltwater lake. Wow, that's nice. It sounds beautiful, Tom. Okay, so, well, only 2 of you guys are interested in a spooky story, so you have how many people here right now? Let me see now. You have like, I don't know, 22 of you guys here. So how many of you guys want to hear a ghost story? Well, it's not necessarily a ghost story. It's a spooky story because, yeah, I'll tell you later on. If you want me to tell a story, I'll let you know the conclusion to what I think. 22 of you guys, right? So Andy is up for it, Orion is up for it, Jonathan is up for it. Okay, I don't care. I'm going to tell you a spooky story and then I'm going to bed. Right. I was on tour with a band, not this same band that we are having, it's another band. I was on tour in 2015, if you're not mistaken. We were doing a tour of China. And we are doing a lot of shows in China. So the whole thing is that I'll do a show on Saturday, so I'll fly up on Thursday. I'll stay for the sound check, a bit of rehearsal. On Friday, sound check. Well, Thursday is basically a off day. You just, you'll be tired from traveling. So you'll check in the hotel, you rest. Friday, you'll get up and then you go for your sound check and a bit of rehearsal. And on Saturday, sound check, show. Sunday, you fly home. So that's normally the case, and I've been doing that for many years. And on this particular instance, we were doing a show in Nanking. In case you guys do not know the history of Nanking, Nanking is in China. It used to be the capital of China before Beijing, and this city has a dark history because during the war, World War II, the Japanese came, attacked the city. And they did countless of inhumane acts on the residents and the captured soldiers. And they killed a whole lot of people. They raped the women. You probably heard about this. And if you're young, you can probably Google Nanking, the rape of Nanking, and how they kind of bayoneted babies and pregnant women and stuff, like horrible stuff, right? So this city has this horrible past in it. But today is just like any other Chinese city. It's vibrant with lots of people. And we were put up in this hotel, which I stayed before many, many years ago on another tour. And we were put up in this hotel. And we reached the city on Thursday really late, about 8 p.m. I guess. I had my dinner. And I went up to my hotel room, and the rest of the band was checked in. So I was sleeping in my bed, and most of the time I would pray before I sleep. In any hotel room, I would pray and ask for God's covering or protection. But I guess I was too tired. I didn't pray, and I was sleeping, falling asleep. But I couldn't get myself to sleep because I felt that there was a pair of eyes that was staring at me from the closet. My bed would be here, and this is a window, and then there will be a corridor, and then there will be a toilet, and there will always be a closet right here. And I always felt that there's someone watching me from the closet. And I'm going like, what is this thing? And no matter how I turned, I just felt that there's this pair of eyes looking at me. So I sat right up on the bed. It was in total pitch darkness. And I prayed. And I said, Lord, protect me, cover me with your blood, and let your presence be in this room so that there will be nothing that's not from you that would interfere in my rest. So watch over me, Jesus. In Jesus' name I prayed. And sure enough, I felt peace, and I went back to sleep. So I had a good sleep. So I woke up next morning at 7 a.m. And went off for breakfast. So I met the rest of the band there. So this is where it gets spooky, all right? So I was sitting down with my drummer and my second keyboardist, right? A second keyboard player. And we all have individual rooms, right? So I was sitting down with the drummer and was telling him, so how was your rest last night? Did you sleep well? And the drummer said, no, I didn't sleep well. I said, why? Because there was a baby next door, and the baby was crying his lungs out, and it was so bad that I couldn't get to sleep at all. And what happened? I said, well, it was about 2 a.m., which I decided to kind of call the front desk and maybe request for a change of room. So, but when I called the front desk, they didn't want to tell me anything. They were saying like, it's too late. Maybe we'll change the room for you tomorrow. So I said, okay, so what happened after that? I said, well, this morning when I came down for breakfast, I went to the front desk and I spoke to the front desk again. And the receptionist told me, asked me what my room number was, and I told her. And she said, I'm sorry, sir, but there's no one. There's no one adjoining. There's no one occupying the room that is next to yours. In fact, you're the last room. You're the only one who's occupying that stretch for the next 5 spaces. So there's no one nearby. And you got spooked, right? So that was kind of spooky. And then came the second keyboard player. And I asked him, I said, so how was the sleep, Howard? So in case the second keyboard player, his name is Howard. He's the one that was featured on some of the covers that I did. He's the one who was playing the strings and stuff like that. That's Howard. That's the second keyboard player. And what he told us spooked the heck out of us. He says, well, I nothing happened to me until I went for a bath. So I went to the toilet and I got ready the bath. It was a long bath. I just want to have a hot bath and get to sleep after that. So I had the water ready, it's all ready with the bubbles and everything. So I sat down in the bath and soaked in the bath for about 15 minutes. And that's it. I wanted to get up. And as I was getting up, he said, as I was getting up, he has a hole on the side of the bathtub, right? As he held onto the side of the bathtub, he felt something not right. So he took a look at it and he found hair, long hair, all around the bathtub. Just hair, long hair. And he spooked, it's like moss, and he kind of spooked and he just jumped out of the bathtub and ran to the bedroom, dried himself off and started praying, right? And because 3 of us are Christians, so he started praying and he finally got back to sleep. So that spooked the heck out of me. And I'm going, wow, that's crazy. But in the end, I'm going to tell you something. All these things can sound spooky and ghostly, and you believe in the dead and coming back. All of it ain't true, unfortunately. Well, fortunately, it ain't true because there's no such thing as ghosts. All these are a ploy from the devil to strike fear in your heart, and that's all. These are all tricks by the devil, and what Peter have always stated in the Bible, that that he's familiar with all the tricks that the devil has up his sleeve. So one of the tricks that the devil has up in his sleeve is to strike fear into your heart, and this is what he does. So given the fact that we know that Nanjing has a bad reputation as a city that is haunted by by what happened in Second World War, that would kind of like enhances the fear factor. So all these things are, yeah. So like for me, with that set of eyes, once I started praying, it was gone. So did that night. Right after that night, when my drummer went back to bed, he prayed. Didn't happen. The cries stopped. The baby's cries stopped. For Howard, it's the same thing. He never took a bath after that. He just took showers after that, and he was always looking out for hair. But I can't blame the poor fella. But he had a good rest. So yeah, we left the city safe, I guess. Yeah. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. Oh, some new guys here. Murph United. Good morning. Like I said, there's no such thing as ghosts. It's all a trick. Hi, Martin. God bless you too. Hope you're gonna play something beautiful next. Better yet, anointed music. Yes, I hope so too. Faith is a shield and your strength. Amen to that. Jonathan, thanks again for everything. Get some rest, man. Praying over you for your safety and no one to watch you sleep. Well, someone is watching me sleep. That's God Almighty, my Lord Jesus. Yeah, I travel a whole lot of places. I've been to places that has reputation that supersedes anything else. There's this hotel in Taiwan where it's stipulated as the most haunted hotel in Taiwan, and I stayed there. Yeah, managed to stay there and have a good night's sleep. Nothing bothered me because my faith in my Lord Jesus is strong. So nothing can come against you. Not while He's for you. All right, that's one thing. So that's the guarantee that I have. That's from God, and that's always stayed with me whenever I travel. So Orient Quest. I'll tell you. The one that looks like a palace, a traditional one. What's it called? I forgot the hotel name. It's very Chinese looking in Taipei. Yeah, that is one of the most haunted hotels in Taiwan, in Taipei itself. Now I got you guys. Yes, He united slumbers and sleep watches. So Grand Hotel. You're right, Orion. That's the hotel. It's reputed as one of the most haunted hotels in Taiwan. I stayed in the most bombed hotel in Belfast during the troubles here, and got engaged there. Yeah, I believe places that have a horrible history, they would cause an effect. Yeah, it would cause an effect. I mean, look at Singapore. I mean, I'm staying in one of the most vibrant city ever. I'm all right to cycle at 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. in the morning, and I'm safe. I cycle at those ungodly hours, but don't feel anything. And God knows I've cycled in places where the Japanese were gunning down Singaporeans back in World War II. The beaches. I was cycling along the beaches. And this was places where Japanese soldiers were gunning down, machine gunning down, people, locals. I cycle to places, or we have been to places, in the night in the town where the Japanese dropped their bombs, killing hundreds of innocent lives, and what my dad shared with me was like, body parts were flying everywhere, and after the bombing, when he came out, all he sees and smell is dust and blood and shade, fecal shit, because intestines were blown out and body parts were all over the place. And these are places where we go at night, all the time, and we don't see and feel anything. So, yeah, everywhere we go, the Lord that watches over you, the Lord that loves you, the God that loves you will always be before you. He's always at the side of you, and He's always behind you, and He's always watching over you. So there's no fear. All right. I stay in Caesar Metro Taipei Hotel. Awesome hotel, super clean and modern. Cool. Wars, oh man, Andy, you did 3 years in Afghanistan. I'm glad you're home safe. Yeah. Not sure if it's a norm for you to play some music, jazz, or keys over your live stream. My first time in your live stream, but hey, I hope to hear some of your beautiful music. No, Murph United, I seldom play on my live stream. Live streams are a way for me to get in touch with my subscribers. It's a way to kind of recap some of the reviews that I'd done throughout the week, and also a platform for me to answer questions. Yeah, so that's what my live streams are about. Yeah. Oh, I'm here in Singapore. Yeah. All right. So I hope I'm gonna leave you guys. Peace be upon you, so you have a good night's rest, and don't let all the stories. I mean, you asked for it, right? I didn't want to go there. You asked for the spooky story, so don't let the spooky stories scare the heck out of you. You know, it's although it's truth. You know, what I've told you is all God's truth. You know, it really happened. Right? No, Murph United. No, I did not have a part in that. So sorry with that last where we were talking. What's going on? I have no part in that at all. All right, you're mistaken. Good night, Stuart. Good night, Andy. Hey, hi, Robert. Sorry. I didn't see you. So if I remove one of the 3 springs on my HP Fusion T, will I need to adjust anything else? Well, good night, Tom. Good night, Alan. Yeah, you take care. Yeah, I mean, I removed mine, so I have 2 springs on my Fusion T. It worked fine. So you will probably have to tighten the claw a little bit so that you get your tension correct. Yeah, that's all you need to do. Yeah, just take a time and do it. Right, Pascal. Au revoir. Orion, you naughty boy, you. Okay, good night. Good night, Andrew. Good night, CC. An. Good night, Murph United. Shalom. Good night, Orion. Yeah, good boy. So, okay, Robert, anything else you need to ask me before I say good night? Nah, it's okay. You're not late. I usually have it on on 12 midnight my time. So I wouldn't change the timing, not at all. Well, good night, Jonathan. It was good to see you. It was good to get to know you. Yeah, you take care of yourself, Jonathan. Good night. Running on empty. I'm like a pastor, like saying goodbye to all of my congregation as they walk out the door. Good night, Robert. You guys are still not leaving. You guys are still here. Most of you guys are still here. Okay, I'm going off. Good night. You guys take care. God bless you. Okay. Night, Jack. Night, Hurricane Moon.